Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and we're back with the XV05. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have had it both in the image and the thumbnail. It's actually not that readable right now. So I may fix it on the actual thumbnail that gets posted as opposed to in the video right now. Now, this is like back to XVs with negative constraints from NurglesGift. So he's been creating some of these fantastic puzzles that we have all been enjoying. The O rule set, or the... I don't know if there's actually a name for this line, the connected X line, yes. I know that some of you are not necessarily fans of it, but I think it really adds something to the XV nature of these puzzles. So looking forward to this. And let's take a look at today's puzzle and rule set with XV-O-5. Rules-wise, we have normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row. Every column, of course, every 3x3 box, so nothing unusual here. We have cells connected by a white dot must be consecutive. If this cell is a 2, this would have to be... It's a bad example. If this cell is a 5, this would have to be 4 or 6 for them to be consecutive with the 5. Cells connected by an X must sum up to 10. So if this cell is a 2, this would have to be an 8 to make sure that these two cells add up to 10. Cells connected by a V must sum up to 5. So if this cell is a 2, this would have to be a 3 to make sure that these two cells add up to 5. Now, very explicitly, all X's and V's are given. If I put a 2 in here, I have broken the puzzle. These two cells add up to 10, and they do not have an X between them. If I add a 3 in here, I have broken the puzzle again. These two cells add up to 5, and there's no V between them. So negative constraints for the X's and V's do apply. Right. Then we have the connected X lines. So, counting from the bulb end, the first cell of each connected X line will sum up... two lines of the same length and same color are connected X lines. Counting from the bulb, the first cell of each connected X line will sum up to 10, and the second cell of each line will sum up to 10, etc. So, 4 cells long of the same color, 4 cells long of the same color. This is the bulb end of these two 4-cell long connected X lines. These two cells must add up to 10. If this was a 4, this would have to be a 6 for them to add up to 10. Now, normally, NurglesGift says 5s are not allowed. So, for example, in these two cells, if I place a 5 under each of them, they clearly would just connect to 10. They're in different rows, columns, boxes, and they are both on the connected X lines, and they will sum up to 10. Now, I don't know if this is an oversight. It doesn't feel likely, or if 5s are allowed. So I'm going to make the assumption that NurglesGift knows what he's doing, and that 5s are a consideration for today's X lines, connected X lines. Right, that's all the rules we have for today. So as always, to play along, link in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. Now, I mean, there's so many X's and V's in here that I'm kind of tempted to start my coloring practice here. Just a quick reminder that essentially the way to think about it is we have kind of 2 options to get to 5. It's either 1, 4 or it's 2, 3. Obviously, in the same row, column, or box, I cannot repeat these. So one of these is going to be blue. One of them is going to be green, just to differentiate between the two. Secondly, cells to get to a 10, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. This would have to be 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know that 1/2 of the 10 is always going to be red. These halves, because the other cells are the lower digits. Then these two cells are the same because add up to 10, I've clearly got to repeat it again. Because this is green, it means that this cell is actually red. Essentially, these are connected X lines. These two, actually better yet, here you go. Right, these two are definitely blue because I've already placed green in row 6. Now I have blues telling me no blues in here in Sudoku in box 4. Where is blue? Well, it's got to be 2 of them are in here. And for this to stand a chance of being a 5, it's got to be there, which means that these two are red. Now, in my example earlier, I had these as possibly 5s. That's still true. Of course, these two being blue means these two are red. And these two could also be 5. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. This being a red, this would have to be, in essence, oh, it's connected to this. So this is definitely blue. So that's 2 blues. Then there is a 5 and a green. And this could be 5 or red. And it would connect to this cell. If it's red, it's a green red. What do I mean by that? Right, time to talk about letters, because I think this is kind of needed for that next step. So the way I do these letters is essentially I kind of use the numpad and their positions of the digits 1 to 9 as kind of algebraic substitutions. So the 1 is an A, kind of matched with D, which is the 4. There's a B, which is the 2, matched with a C, which is the 3. Then you kind of look diagonally across the E, which is the 5, and you end up with its partner, which would be H, B, etc. This D would go with an F. This C must go with a G over here in this connected X line. The remaining 2 cells are E and I. This A tells me this is definitely D, this is definitely F, therefore this is definitely D, this is definitely A. These are, remember, A and D in some order, and therefore this is F and I in some order. And then these 2 cells are C and E, the 5, in some order. Now, if this is C, this would be G, and then it breaks. There you go. So we do actually have 5s for sure on these connected lines, because if that's C, that will be G to add up to 10. But then if it's a G, this will make this a 10, and there's no X between them. So these are E's. This is a C. And that actually means that this could still be an E. We'll have to figure out what it is in a second. Of course, this is I to go with that A. I in here gives me E and I, so never mind. It's not a 5 anymore. This is, well, it's not B or C, F or I. Technically, it can't be an A because I is not available. So A is not even an option. So this is H. Because essentially it's either G or H. I really should have done this with Sudoku to actually kind of make this easier first. Right, so A, not B, C, D, not E, not F, G, H, and not I. We've already established why this is not A, because the I is not available. It can't be a C, so it can't be a G, otherwise this will be an X. So this is H, and therefore this is B, and therefore this is green, this is red. These are now blue because I've already got 1 green in the column, and therefore these are now green, and this is high. These 2 cells, I don't actually know. I mean, I can pencil mark a ton in here. Actually, let's just do easy things. This is definitely blue. This is definitely blue because of these green cells. I actually know the letters in here. This is D, this is A. This is AD. This is not blue, as in not A or D, nor B. This is CG. This is obviously not blue. So it's either B, H in this direction because of this B, or it's G, C in this direction because of this G. This is again not blue. What I'm going to do, just so I remember that, then we'll come and figure it out later. This, I mean, this is definitely not blue, but doesn't stop this from being blue. So I don't actually know what this is yet. And I don't know what this is yet. E, this is E. These 2 are high digits, kind of the remaining ones. I really should pencil mark these now. It looks like I'm going to have to, shock horror, do some Sudoku. Have I got everything that I can out of these? No, not yet. So this might be needed for the resolution. Okay, right, pencil marks it is. CH, and by the looks of things, F. C and H aren't connected, so it's not a problem. B, G, and E. If I can actually type. Thank you. And again, they're not connected. So it's not like it's forcing any digits in the middle. Not too sure what's going on here. This was going very smoothly and then suddenly not at all. I was thinking we're in for like some kind of a record here. I mean, I could do more Sudoku. So not A, B, it's C, it's not D, E, F, G, H, I. Can't be H here. Can't be I here. In fact, can't be C either because it's next to the B. So that's just I. This is not I. C and H, no real difference. And then these three are actually I is helpful. It gave me F, it gave me D, it gave me A. Then in here, I need my pencil marks are shocking. I'm so sorry. How did I add an E? So it's BG, AB, CD, EF. Where's F? Here. G, H, I. That's the missing letter. Goodness me. Right. Try this again. So in here, it's not A, B, C. It is C. And we know again it's not in there. It's not D. It is E. And that's not E. And it's not F, G. It's again H. It's not there. H. So this is fully pencil marked now. This is the E. It's a bit better. This is that. C and H, they don't have a problem. I'm not going to color that. Therefore, these are all reds. And it's not H, it's F, G, I. Not I, not F. Huh. Right. I was actually kind of expecting Sudoku to help me, but it really hasn't so far. These three are, well, I mean, not E, not E, only place for an E. May as well finish this box. This is A and G. These are, it's not A, B, C, D, E. This is F and H. Okay, they're both red. Kind of a bit worried around the fact that I have so many pencil marks right now. This is highly unusual. So there's some kind of green X-wing going on here, isn't it? No. Right. So one of these columns is complete, but potentially so is the second one. So there isn't one in here necessarily. Tricky. Right, what are these? So they're red greens. But they could both be red. This is not 5, so this is definitely red. AD, I'm not paying attention. This is red, this is blue, this is A, this is G. be F or H. Now, I'm complicating this. There must be some negative constraint that I am missing that I just need to pay attention to. How about these? We haven't pencil marked these yet. So A, C, and it's not A on with the I. That's A. This is CG. This is red, green. Yeah, red, green. This is blue. This gives me D, A, I, not I. Not I here either. This is F, this is I. That will tell me D and A, D and A. Oh, lovely. It gives me an A in here. No D's there. D is in one of these two cells. D and F actually works. One of these two cells is a D. Can pencil mark all of these. This is B. Looks like B and H. So the D has to be in the middle to separate them. And then B and H. Well, this is not the B. That's the B. That's the H. And then blue. That can't be C anymore. Nope, wrong way around. That is C. That is G. That can't be D. That is D. This is BH now in some order. Can't tell the order yet. And therefore this has to be G. This has to be C. This has to be B. This needs to be F from the looks of things. This is not F. This is the only place for F. Coming together, I guess I just needed to look around a bit harder to spot more of these negative constraints. Is that helping me at all in some of these things? Not really. I mean, this can't be BH anymore, otherwise it will break this cell. So this is definitely CG in this order. And therefore this has to be H. These are not G's anymore. B and I, not really forced yet. What's going on in here? This has to be C. Kind of, I don't know how I missed that. And therefore this is the B, this is the H. This C in here gives me G and C. Have I missed anything obvious? I probably have again. These are all reds now. This is G or I, it's not G, it's I. This is FH, it's not F, it's H. That's F, that's H. So in here we've got F, G, and C. This is not C, that is the C, that's the G. This is F or G, it's not G, it's F, G, F, I. How is it not helping with C and H? It is. I've got the C at the top, H and C. And here I have F and H. I need a B somewhere in here. It's not there. It's not there. That's B. Connected cells of E and I. Sometimes I say these things like in wonder, as if like it's a total surprise. A, B, C, D, E, I. Right, pencil marks for now. Actually, the B gave me the I. I, B, I, E, E, and G. Right, you're going to have to give me a second to color all of these. Yeah, that looks right, I believe. Cool. Right. This is much easier than normal when we get to this stage because we know that the E's are 5s. That tells me that I is 6. So that's just very easy to do now. 5, 6. The 6 tells me the A is 4. The D is 1. Therefore, the F, whatever it is, has to be 9. That's that. The 9 is connected to an H, which is 8. The H is connected to B, which is 2. The C is a 3. And then the last cell, the G, is 7. Fantastic puzzle as always, NurglesGift. Solved fairly quickly. You know, so 2-star, but like just this kind of solution path just like usually makes short work of most XV puzzles. Right, I hope you guys enjoyed the puzzle and the video, and I'll see you back soon. Bye-bye for now.